Something major just went down, and it's exactly what the government didn't want you to notice. Over the weekend, elite counter-terror units swept across the country, targeting multiple cities in a covert operation that left even seasoned investigators stunned. Hotels were raided, men were arrested, and the link, one that could shake Britain's entire asylum system to its core. What unfolded wasn't just shocking, it was a warning, and it's only just beginning. Let's get into it. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. This weekend, Britain woke up to the chilling reality of what many have feared for years: the intersection of open border asylum policy and national security risk. In a coordinated, pre-planned sweep across multiple cities, including London, Manchester, Rochdale, Stockport and Swindon, counter-terror police and military personnel raided asylum hotels and detained 5 Iranian nationals suspected of plotting terror activity on British soil. Let that sink in. Not one isolated arrest, but 5 men taken into custody in a sweeping operation involving the Metropolitan Police's Counterterrorism Command. This wasn't some run-of-the-mill immigration check. This was a major counter-terrorism response involving intelligence, surveillance, and military backup. The story broke, revealing that the raids directly targeted migrant hotels, underscoring what critics of Britain's asylum system have long warned. These so-called safe havens may, in fact, be harboring individuals with dangerous intentions. The 5 men arrested are aged between 24 and 46. While one of them has been released on bail, 4 remain in custody, still being interrogated over an alleged terror plot targeting a specific site in the UK. According to the Metropolitan Police, the affected site has been notified and is under protective monitoring. No further details have yet been released to the public, but sources say the operation is being treated as both significant and highly complex. So how did this happen? Well, here's where the story gets even more alarming. According to sources, some of these men reportedly entered the UK through irregular routes, code for illegal or unvetted pathways. It raises deeply uncomfortable questions about the effectiveness of Britain's border security and vetting procedures. How many more slipped through the cracks? How many more are hiding in plain sight in taxpayer-funded hotel rooms, waiting for the right moment to strike? Let's be honest, we are seeing the consequences of years of weak immigration enforcement, politically correct paralysis, and a government that repeatedly put optics above safety. The same political class that opened the floodgates to tens of thousands of undocumented migrants is now acting surprised when national security is compromised. And here's the truly sobering part. These raids weren't random. They were intelligence-led, which means that authorities had serious cause for concern, enough to send armed officers into populated areas and conduct dawn raids in cities across England, enough to justify detaining multiple individuals under terrorism legislation, enough to suggest that this wasn't just a suspicion, it was a potential plot that was dangerously close to becoming a reality. Commander Dominic Murphy, head of the Met's Counter-Terrorism Command, gave a measured statement on Monday saying, "The investigation is still in its early stages and we are exploring various lines of inquiry to establish any potential motivation as well as to identify whether there may be any further risk to the public linked to this matter." Translation: this could go deeper than we think. It's crucial that the British public understands what's happening here. This isn't fear-mongering, it's not xenophobia. It's the uncomfortable truth about what happens when national borders become porous, when vetting is replaced by virtue signalling, and when security concerns are drowned out by cries of compassion from people who won't bear the consequences of their own policies. The asylum hotel scandal is no longer just a story about wasteful spending or antisocial behaviour. It's now a matter of national security, and if the government refuses to act decisively, tightening border controls, deporting those with no right to remain, and shutting down high-risk asylum accommodations, we may not be so lucky next time. The raids have happened, the arrests have been made. But the question lingers in the minds of millions across this country. How many more are out there? And when will the government finally put the safety of British citizens above everything else? In other news, Britons are being warned to expect a reduction in retirement income by up to 20%, as markets struggle to navigate the current global trade war. President Donald Trump's new import taxes on goods from almost every country have triggered significant economic turbulence across global markets. The financial shockwaves have reached the UK, raising concerns among pension holders about the security of their retirement savings. In response, the Society of Pension Professionals, SPP, has produced an informational paper to address these concerns from the British public. The report aims to clarify how the market volatility since early April 2025 might affect different types of pension holders in Britain. Based on the SPP's findings, the tariffs are concerning news for those with defined contribution (DC) pensions. Given the scale of the equity market fall since early April 2025 and the fall in government bond yields, it is possible that some DC savers may see a reduction in retirement income of up to 20%, the report states. However, the report offers reassurance for those with defined benefit pensions. Millions of people in DB schemes, including local government pension schemes, are likely to be largely unaffected by the market turbulence. Similarly, those who rely solely on the state pension should not see significant impacts from the current financial situation. The SPP's Investment Committee Chair, Simon Daniel, offered clear advice for worried pension holders. The world is again enduring a period of financial turbulence, and this has naturally created some uncertainty for UK savers and investors, he said. He emphasized that reactive decisions could be counterproductive. The overall message from this paper is that making significant reactive changes to pensions and other savings is generally not ideal compared with keeping a cool head and planning carefully. Steve Dunn, PhD researcher and associate tutor at the University of Warwick, previously gave a damning verdict on Trump's handling of the economy. He explained, "Across the opening 100 days of his second term, Trump has devastated, perhaps irreparably, economic confidence in the US. In the short term, decreased economic trust will prolong market volatility." April 3rd to 4th saw the largest ever two-day loss, as $6.6 trillion $5 trillion was erased from US stocks. Trump's tariffs are also expected to depress growth both at home and abroad. In the longer term, diminished economic trust will continue to weaken bond markets, hampering America's ability to service its colossal national debt. Perhaps most significantly, declining global trust will accelerate processes of de-dollarization and reduce reliance on the dollar as a reserve currency. De-dollarization would leave the US economically marginalized in a more multipolar global economy. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.